Previously on the Great Ace Attorney.
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
NyanCave!
NyanCave. Hello.
But enough talk. Have at you.
I am a miserable little pile of secrets.
Of course you are, dear. Hello. It's been a few days. We ended on the cliff.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're about to get a game over.
Yeah.
Soft lock the game, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes.
Probably super good.
Super good?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, everyone's going to go to prison, and we're going to become a lawyer, and we're going to go home and have hamburgers.
You think once again Susato's going to save us
Probably.
with her Susato turnabout?
Yeah, she's going to be like, wait, there's foul play with Bruce Fairplay.
I love how she's kind of the opposite of Maya in a lot of ways. Almost every way.
Being as she hasn't gone to prison once yet.
Or been kidnapped.
Or been kidnapped. Well, we have a whole 2 games left, you know. There's still room for some kidnapping.
I forgot about the Mayas in jail arcs. If I had a nickel for every time Maya was put in jail.
I'd have like 20 cents, which isn't a lot.
But it's still strange that happened.
Yeah. I'm going to play some things. Wait.
Best previously or never. You've outdone yourself.
Damn.
Yeah, I figured it succinctly wrapped up what happened last stream. I originally wanted to write it all as a musical, but I didn't have the time to compose the lyrics, the music, or write the lyrics. So
That makes sense.
this is what we got instead. My mic sounds crisper. Hello, I'm Crispin Felix.
No, mics aren't new. Nothing's really changed.
Nothing has changed.
Perhaps it's your headphones.
2 people though.
Oh,
Are your
sorry to
mics
hear
new?
that, Cinder. I'm glad you're okay though. No. Turn
I
your
don't
mic.
know if this is going to show up, so I'm going to say it here. Boing, bring, do. Catherine! Thank you for being a glory to Nyankind. That's the big one.
Glory to NyanCave.
Send me an email.
Oh.
Send me a DM, and we can talk about what your cutout's going to look
No,
like.
everyone's saying it sounds a little different.
Sounds crispy in a bad way.
Huh.
They sound tinnier. I don't think we didn't. That's the thing about streaming and audio things is nothing changes, but things change.
I'll try giving it a quick reset.
The board?
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
I'll take a quick look at it.
Goodbye.
Do you want to try lowering our volume just a touch?
Our volume?
Yeah. And let me know how that is. Maybe it's a change on YouTube's
A
end or
volume?
something. Yeah. The little volume slider on the very bottom.
Oh, just
middle.
that?
Yeah, just give it a little down.
I did the diddle down. Hello?
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 Same as GD, I can't say how you sound different, you just do.
Maybe we've been through a metamorphosis, a dark metamorphosis.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, it is this mic. That's better? That sounds better? Weird.
Very odd. Very odd. There's a Catherine giveaway, exclamation point Catherine going on if you want. It just sounds like new mics.
New mic, who dis?
There's Crispy, and then there's Crispy.
Let me know how that is. And if I go,
Well, you're getting limited down to 15 decibels, negative 15 decibels.
Lee, damn cat.
I finished game. Game good. Please continue.
Angry!
Congrats, Angry. That's
Thanks,
amazing.
Angry.
It's like a soft punch in the ears.
A soft punch in the ears. Hello.
Just turn down the stream on your end. Sounds fine to you? Do we sound good now?
A soft punch to your eardrums.
Because sound is very important for these streams. It's a thing. Oh, yeah.
I keep getting money for my brother's case, which is now closed, so it's going to my other family now. You guys. Love you all and thank you.
Oh,
Catherine!
thank you, Catherine.
Thank you. And I mean, does this feel like closure? Probably not yet, but it's some sort of, like, I can't even imagine how hard it would be.
I'm glad you can be here with us.
Thank you.
So thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
That intro just made me want you guys to play Castlevania Socken even more than I already did. But enough talk, have at you.
Cyber Saiyan! Thank you, Cyber Saiyan! Oh, that's really sucks to hear though, Catherine.
When we talk, you can hear the saliva moving? That's so crazy. What's going on?
Is it serviceable for the stream, do you think? Yeah, I really like to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night as well. It's just so good.
Well, I'll turn down the gain a touch on both our mics and let me know how that is. Yeah, I can't imagine why it's perfectly fine. Oh fuck, I do hear it.
Well, I mean, only when I do this.
It's just intense. It's good now? Okay, well I'll have my mic a little away. It sounds 4K. It's better now? Okay. I like to eat my microphone though. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Miss Sato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes.
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense. What did it say next?
Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
A summation examination.
Right? It does sound like one of those Schoolhouse Rock things.
Yeah.
Summation examination makes the nation go.
Summation
Gyration.
examination?
Objection!
Oh.
I gotta get back into Van Zeek's mode. A summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly not practiced. So you're out of luck.
Thanks, Mifa.
Oh.
What even is it, Miss Sato? This so-called summation examination.
Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Huh. Typical Nipponese. All right, Mr. Naruhodo. I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. That procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So rather, it fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
Ooh. Well, of course it wouldn't in a book that's 50 years old, but go off.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
Is that legal?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
I think we're fucked anyway, so what do we have to lose? A summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Sort of right. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is
We're gonna try some things with him. Sorry,
Yeah, go
it might
for
be a bit wonky at the start.
Yeah.
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
This is madness.
This is summation. Would you like to play a couple things?
Sure.
Before we summation some examinations.
Quick name times before we start. Beppo, like Grimesby Roylott, is a character from the Sherlock books.
Oh.
1/3.
I imagine he was like a serial killer. Many
That
people.
was a good boy.
Not much on fair play, except they changed his name from Oscar to Bruce from some reason. 2/3.
There's a bit of office drama. Bruce knows what he did.
They had a thing like that with the Hulk. I think his name was originally Steven, and they're like, Steven's too gay, so
Huh.
they made him Bruce.
Nice. Mission accomplished. Silly.
Lay's name is the same pun in Japanese, except his name was Adam Reedifast. 3/3.
TBD!
Yeah, it's interesting localization. It'd be interesting to interview them.
Right? Thank you, TBD.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Well, no, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so,
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they've reached their decision.
on what grounds?
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Oh, well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. I have to give a reason to kill a man? My God, what is this country coming to?
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
How many times have they been in court? All right then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity that we've been looking for to turn this trial around.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant Magnus McGilded guilty of the most serious crime.
Judicial findings.
Ooh, the jurors' contentions. I have a feeling like this hasn't been used in 50 years, but will soon be used very often.
Very often, a lot.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I have simply typed and collated all of the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
That's not why. That's what. That's what you did. Now why? No, that wasn't why. Fuck. Like, this guy, he's just, like, perfect. I don't know what voice. There's a voice for him.
I know.
And I don't know where it is. But goddamn, those vacant eyes. They just tell everything.
I always find if I can't figure out a voice, try to make their face your face and then see what noise happens in your mouth.
I can't do that. It's too perfect. It's like being like, oh, just act like the Mona Lisa. How dare you? Sorry, I lost my chat. You can trust with the guild. Fair prices is our motto. We haven't raised our prices above 4 pence for years.
A scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. A beggar's belief. Beggars belief.
Oh no, Granny's going off. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Uh-oh. Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant's guilty, they are unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I read about in British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right. I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? This is like totally, I'm not gonna spend much time on it, but this is kind of like when you're playing Magic the Gathering and someone's playing a combo deck they got off the internet and they're like, yeah, I play these cards and win. You're like, but how?
Hold on. Explain how this works.
Well, I just do? Because that thing taps the thing, which does the thing in a stack? I don't know.
Objection! After you play your first card, I'm allowed to make an instant spell cast at instant speed, which overwrites your remaining cards.
But how?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. The old switcheroo.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a unified front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statement and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. And then we say, fight, 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 fight. I got 5 quit on Granny.
Oh, God, yeah. I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more of the jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. All right, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
The way his lips wiggle is kind of
I haven't
uncomfortable for
got
me.
Can we start the proceedings, Council? I would like you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord. Play some things.
Jury examination. Hold on, let's just see what this does. Okay, good, perfect.
I'm gonna cut your argument down. Damn, we're looking good.
Oh, hold on. There. Good.
Quick jury member name analysis. Juror number 1 is number 1 because he is the first one. Juror number 2 is number 2 because she the second one, and so on and so forth.
Nick!
But who's on 4th?
Ooh, very, very, very astute. Thank you. I was trying to wonder why they'd be named that way.
Also, the banker is just staring down Beppo.
Naruhodo is Jojato's Maya. Think about it. He's been arrested twice. Also, jurors 3 and 4 are the best jurors. Juror 1 fans stay losing.
No way, it's definitely 5 and 6.
Yeah, juror 6 is where it's at.
Yeah. Thank you. Maybe one more?
The fan translation called this a closing argument. I know that's not what a closing argument really is, but summation examinations rhyming sounds so goofy to me, so I'll take inaccurate over goof.
What? No way. Summation examination, first of all, is amazing. And secondly, it's actually like language-wise pretty accurate because we're examining the summation of the case and like, you know, talking about it. I don't know. I think closing argument makes no sense.
No, because it's only the beginning.
Personally.
Lovey, insert meme here. Thanks for being one of us.
Hey, thank you. And sorry, I know we're a little backed up. You want to play one more and we'll get on with this?
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. And you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying.
We shall utilize this barely legal proceeding against this barely legal prosecutor, us being barely a paralegal.
I always want to be a werebear. You know?
A werebear?
A werebear. Beware the werebear.
Beware the werebear.
Beware the werebear down there. Okay.
Yikes.
Down where?
Down where? Down where? And yeah, Uzo, I don't see you. I don't see you. I don't know what happened. It must have been a problem.
Oh, sorry, Uzo.
Sorry. If you just type it in chat and at me, I can read it out for you.
Oh, goodness. Much press.
Hold it!
Hold it! Certainly, the testimonies we've heard suggest the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the carriage.
Precisely my point.
But could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet?
Such as...
Oh, sorry, Uzu. Well, look, was it Super Chat or Streamlabs? Well, perhaps that's something we could all work on together?
Oh, I see it. I didn't show... It doesn't... It's not in my, like...
What's
this
in the
list? Yeah, it's on the website, but not on my Streamlabs thingamajiggy.
Do you want to play it really quickly?
I'll try.
Sorry, Uzu.
No mention of Dracula's pot roast. 010 intro.
Uzu!
That's a reference I don't get, but I assume it's a Castlevania thing?
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's pot roasts hidden
Oh.
everywhere. He hides them in
Is
his
it like
castle.
the turkeys?
Yes.
Nice.
Now listen here. Maybe because you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes, but we're here to form our opinions as individuals, and I have.
Whew.
Oh dear. He doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he?
No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another, like Susato-san said. Finding contradictions in these 6 people's assertions is the only way I'm going to succeed.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
Hold it!
But Does his ability to recall his takings that night really tell us how trustworthy the man is?
I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts.
I see.
A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it?
That's a saying in your country?
My point is, a man who minds his figures is a man you can trust. Those of us in the service would swear to that, sir.
Does that bench really need any more polishing?
So, if the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilded in the act, I don't doubt him. The only task I have left today is disposing of the rubbish.
Now wait a minute. One of the other jurors mentioned something about money, I think.
Now would be a very good time to listen carefully to the juror statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. If you notice an inconsistency in what two different jurors are saying...
I should expose it by pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that. I'm really excited for this. I want them to start. Oh my god. I would not want to sit beside this.
I know. Good thing she's super chill about, everything. She's typing on her, typewriter right now.
I know.
He tried to stab me again. I am frightened.
Hey, stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. Careful, you could hurt somebody with that. You're a fine one to talk. What of that sword hanging from your waist, No, that's just my battered soul. And also, it's been sheathed the entire time, okay?
For now.
Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money. They're all the same, all stabbing some brickmaker or making other behind the scenes, you mark my words.
Objection.
That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man? We know that small shorty is a rotten Shylock. Well, yes. Well, that does seem to be the case, but...
Mr. Naruto, please! Be careful what you say! Jesus!
If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate, then as far as I'm concerned, he's as guilty as sin. Man can hang. Oh, God. Should let that run for a second. Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhanded activities? Oh, my God. Granny and him are gonna fight, and he's got the knife, and she's got her little crochet needles, I guess.
Knitting needles, yeah.
Ah!
If you've thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory.
Pit the two jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against each other. No time like the present. Use X to pit them against each other, or I'll never get anywhere. Granny wins. I'm gonna do it regardless of anything. I'm gonna pit the granny against him and see what happens.
Typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
What have you been doing all this time?
What have you been doing all this time? There. I should have known that it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place today as part of these proceedings.
And what have you learned from that?
For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. The prosecution has noted derivatively at your remarks 7 times in total. And, I might add, each time you've gaped like a simpleton. Gaped, yes.
Thank you. And what's the point exactly? So, anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty?
That is a conclusion I've drawn as a result of the copious notes I've typed.
Oh my God. Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion.
Please don't distract me and make it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping.
This is going nowhere.
You can trust the guild. Fair prices is our motto, and we have raised prices above 4 pence for years. We haven't. My bad.
Hold it!
Yeah.
And that's how much it costs to take the omnibus? Of course, I see it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there were only 4 passengers.
There was one more.
Why do you have 20 pence, eh?
That's right. As the guildmaster, I decided to set a policy for all drivers across the city. One fare, no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to stand together.
Motor cars, you say?
Yes, and this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words, and it's all that rascal's fault he has to pay.
Is it the crime or his buses that he's more worried about?
Anyway, with every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. So if the driver says he saw him do it, that fellow in the dark is guilty of sin.
The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. I beggar's belief.
I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed that poor fella just like this. Die, you heathenish skank! I'll eat your innards, I will, for breakfast.
I like that, lady, I do. Yeah, that's what you said. You're right. Oh.
My gilded park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting.
I swear, the next time she walks past there, she just spit on the sign.
And I thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable murdering moneylender with not a scrap of remorse?
Oh, help. She's as sure can be that he's guilty now.
The old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she?
Hey, Granny, take your Zanny.
Oh, funny.
So, we just need to find two jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Which is so much easier said than done. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know? Oh my god, now she's a JoJo character.
I read the script, dummy. Well, I took the liberty of doing some research, in case you happen to find yourself in such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It's a little long, I'm afraid.
I don't think so. I believe this is either an explanation of the summation examination or the answer. Your next line. I don't think I want to do this. Do I want to do this, chat? Because I don't think I want to do this.
Well, I guess we're waiting to find out if we want to do this. I'm
play
going
a thing.
to play some things,
Yeah,
because
no.
there's many.
Okay.
No, Bruce was the one they
Oh,
thought
TBD.
sounded gay.
Oh.
So they changed it to David. Although fun fact, the Hulk's full name is Robert Bruce Banner because some of the early comics kept calling him Bob.
The DVD! Bruce. Hi, it's Bruce. No.
Past is wild. Yeah,
no, don't do it. It's
Not
just a tutorial.
right now.
Please don't.
Oh, you want to play two more things? More?
Do.
Hi guys, what Ace Attorney game you will like to see come to the Switch, the 3Ds games or a new game entire? Also, I am hoping for Apollo games the Switch.
Hey, Kingdom Hearts Slayer. Yeah, I think, the more platforms, the better. I think it's really cool.
Yes to all.
Yeah.
Is
I
that an
definitely-
option?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I would love to see some new games.
Yeah.
I'm just happy we have this, though, so I'm going to enjoy this.
Me too.
This fine steak.
I've been waiting a while
Hey,
to
lovely.
sub to the channel and finally can.
Hey.
Literally, if I'm not watching GT Live or Game Grumps, it's you guys.
Oh,
Much
damn.
love. Heart.
Thank you.
Lovey. Insert meme here. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Glad you could be here.
I love it. It's like boom, boom, and then like really hit the basement level on the elevator one for to find us.
Hey, it's me. It's Aaron. And here's Danville.
No, you'd be like Ninja Brian or something at this point.
I'd be Ninja
They
Brian.
just keep you in a trunk somewhere.
No, I was always the Barry.
Oh, of course.
That was my.
Well, no, but
you're
then
the
Tom
Aaron.
took the Barry spot.
Tom took the Barry spot.
Yeah, because he left.
I thought Tom would be more like John
Oh shit. Yeah. I
without
guess
the
so.
drama.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Anyways.
Anyways.
Tangent. Thank you.
Thank you. We got on a
thing. If I have to
my
rely
Game
on
Grumps lore
advice
is
from
shaky at best.
right from the start, how will I get on later? No, I need to work this out for myself now. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know?
Well, that sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
She's so sweet. I love her so much. I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time. All right. I know what I have to do as well. I do think I know the actual answer, but I just need to pit the granny against the knife man. I just need to see what comes of that. If it's a generic whatever, then I did the science. But I mean, actually, no, I'm not going to pit. I'm going to do it the other way just in case. Ta-da.
Objection!
Those two statements are completely contradictory.
What? Counsel, explain post haste.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
Must be tiny.
Yeah, your other half is slim, lady.
What is this, claptrap? What does this contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard more than one witness. That they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Sucked the fella next to him without even getting up. It was like a prim, just like the prim banker said.
Yeah, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony quite true.
Is this right?
Are we correct right now?
Yeah.
What's happening?
This is elaborate if it's wrong.
I'm really
Because 4 passengers, 20 pence,
Yeah.
and 4 pence per passenger makes
Yeah.
no sense. There's an extra passenger that day.
Yeah.
So I maybe there's multiple correct choices.
I guess. Well, I mean, we got to make them all fight with everyone.
I guess so.
We got to make a group fight.
Just make it a ballroom blitz.
A
courtroom blitz.
A courtroom blitz.
It's a courtroom blitz.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's statement quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it. It was like this! He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor! The coachman said so!
Now don't move! Take a look at these 2 jurors.
They're the only one I got. Ba-da-da-da.
Take a look at these 2 jurors. He struck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Oh, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
Stab the goblins.
Drink the blood.
Drink the blood. Oh, God.
Bless my stitches! What a model!
That Mad TV.
I don't know. I haven't seen the skit. I've only ever heard it referenced through you.
Oh, God. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. But why? Why the dickens would they lie? Mad TV, thanks. I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me.
Oh.
I can't abide people telling lies.
I just love this whole thing she's got going on here with the fire and the triumphant fist in the air. Yeah.
The back of their chair changes color too, which is cool. The scales.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Oof, music.
Wait. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you. You cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on all of us.
I could use magic. Do you really think I'd be putting myself through all of this?
Right?
And answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if the two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as if he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. Now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that,
Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you!
Oh, you call it old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
They're ready to kill each other now. Good. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? Oh no, it's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, you Dark Jinx? Come on, out with it!
What do you suggest? What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
Whoa! What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone to the right decision.
Whatever, I'll say.
So where's your evidence, man? That's what I want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, then show me some proof.
The blood stain on the coach chair.
Well, I think there's also only one stab wound in the report. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, proven by... let me just check this really quick. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying in an omnibus. Yeah, stabbed once. Stabbed once.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report.
This is so good.
According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once.
Huh, what? Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Alright. I concede defeat. Did his knife just disappear?
Yes. Oh, well done, Mr. Nanahoto. You did it! If we can manage to change two more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
Two more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
And that's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit two more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavily on the side of guilty. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Oh.
And they changed.
That changed. I'm tempted to press it to see if there's dialogue, but... I'm no lover of the rich, but I despise liars even more. Innocent is my call for now, at least.
So
I can't press it, actually.
It's the maid and the horseshoe face.
Yeah. What's funny is that we might have floundered on that for a long time if we hadn't followed our heart and tried to make the granny fight Knife Man.
Right? They didn't fight like I thought they would either.
No, next time. Dear me, can't make accusations based on lies. I wonder if the poor man is innocent after all. Yay.
Should I play some things?
Oh, sure.
That book of hers is amazing. Laws, language translations, political psychology, locations.
Yeah.
Now I just need her to pull out some puns from that book.
I imagine the print is like teeny tiny.
Super small. Biowoman! Coachman!
Thank you.
It's a great book, though.
This is a good book.
What a good book.
You can do one more if you want. Or how about two more?
Hi, I just came back from my friend's B-Day.
Hey!
Barely made it to the stream, didn't want to miss you guys.
Aw. Thanks,
Moses, I hope you had a fun time at the birthday being social.
Heck yeah.
That's
You're
awesome.
welcome.
If this feels familiar, this happened in PL versus AA where you find statements that contradict each other. Glad they reprised and expanded on that mechanic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see how the game's mechanics evolve. I think it gets better each time.
Adam!
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Oh, they do. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Me? Oh dear. What have I said?
I swear. Oh, fuck. All over the place.
I swear on Silver Blaze's main and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. I also like this little scene of us pacing. It's really cool.
It's very good.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
Aye, that it is. A fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
That doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, cover your ears, Nanny.
It would be 16 pence.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely, one person's fare.
One person's fare.
Whew. Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible. There was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious! Oh, this can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
All right then. How do I make this miserable trial, make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the scales.
Oh, of course. That easy.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Oh, frick. Beppo. No, Beppo's done
Beppo,
nothing wrong. He's just cold. And underpaid.
Oh, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Slam.
Yes!
Jam.
For the love of Mike, not you as well.
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witness again.
Yeah. I love this right now. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Nododo. We've won.
Ah, God, she's just so
She's
precious.
so cute.
There's just something about her like really excited but muted movements that are really great.
Right?
It's like like her movements themselves aren't like super duper extreme, but it's like she's holding back like super duper extreme emotions, and this is what comes out. It's just very good. It's very good.
She's awesome.
Every little thing she does is magic.
I want to pat her on her little head.
Mm-hmm.
What are you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir! No one deceives me!
But we had a consensus.
I said, shut your trap! I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. My God. Oh my God. Well, here's your intro. Is this enough for you? You should take the scene and just speed this up 100 times and then loop it.
Yeah.
Yep, speed it up. Perfect. Please tell me he's a barber.
I think juror number 3 is guilty of making everyone uncomfortable.
Well, in quite a remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue.
Take that, Von sucks.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck! Got him.
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
I mean, I can't lie. That's me after cutting a piece of cake, right? Very carefully, though. Very carefully.
Would you like to play a couple things?
I would like to do that. What?
Did you notice? He's doing Kazuma's desk slam fist.
Adam! He's growing and changing every day.
Details like that are really nice.
It's very sweet. Thanks, Adam. Sorry, I can't play things when things are coming in, otherwise it freezes. Okay, here we go.
So Clay accidentally chose the right answer.
Cyber Saiyan!
I don't think it was accidentally. Maybe I just took all of you for a ride.
We purposely pit those two against each other because we wanted to see what happened.
Yeah.
On purpose.
I didn't use the targeting system. I used the force.
Yeah.
Believed in myself. Okay,
Believed in Kazuma.
One more.
One more.
Sorry about the delay, guys. But thank you for being here and being patient.
We memed our way into a correct answer. In the NyanCave. This is a momentous day. LOL.
It is. These are the reasons. These are the reasons we wake up in the morning for little miracles like these, you know?
These little wonders.
I wake up, I look at my ceiling, and I go, maybe I'll meme myself into an answer today. And that's what makes, it worth getting out of bed every morning.
Don't let your memes be dreams. Yeah. Make them reality.
So,
and thank you.
Lord Von Zeeks continues to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
I think we're going to need a whole nother bottle for this one.
Oh, it literally has the Reaper on it with 2 sides.
Oh. Wait, no. Reaper uses 2 shotguns.
Oh! If only I had that for this intro.
Yeah, right?
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray, forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Von Zeeks!
Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination.
Ah.
So I honored a deathly silence, and I listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Oof. Oh!
Capes off!
Bring forth the witnesses once more!
Goodness. I love the strings in the song.
Witnesses! I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, that I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman, I believe it's, Beppo.
Oh, yes, sir. My lord, sir. Yes.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger in your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Me, oh dear. Is he Italian?
I guess so.
Now then, witness, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Oh mio Dios, oh my god. Kono Diota. Various misgivings.
I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it. But
Well, I for one was told that I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
He fiddled us on the fare, did he? And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. Oh, it's all too much.
I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes. Yes, he stabbed him. He did. Yes, he did. Oh, yes, I think so, yes.
Counsel, make sense of this for me, please.
The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozinage.
Oh no, he was talking about earlier where he's like, I don't know why this bus runs. I don't even make enough to get a beer on the way home.
He was like,
oh crap.
Pay people what they're worth. If otherwise, they're gonna take it.
Beppo, explain yourself.
I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
He's got such cute eyes.
The guild's fares for peace across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our customers by a penny a fare?
Oh, it's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo. A disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor to the entire guild.
If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus lot just last week.
Oh shit.
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence.
I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, and I just can't make the result come out differently.
No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games.
These parlor games are the law, my friend. Okay? Listen, I get a turn too. Absolutely. Would you like to play a couple things?
Yeah.
I love the jury mechanic in this game. I wish future Ace Attorney games has a jury in it.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
John!
It's a lot of people to voice, but it's very cool. I liked it a lot in Leighton Wright.
The fun thing about it is you can give them silly voices. It's a good time to practice. That's what I'm trying to do.
Nice.
Except for villain. Gosh, not villain, sorry. Friggin'
Von Zeeks.
Von Zeeks. I struggle with that man. Sexually.
Everyone does.
I know. One more.
Thank you, John.
Juror number 3. Please answer to the court. What that tongue do?
What that tongue do, though?
This is turning into that, what's that game with the bachelors? Bachelor 1, Bachelorette 1, 2, and 3?
Oh, I don't remember what it's called, but yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Juror number 3.
Yeah.
If you were on a date with me, what would you do?
I'd bring my finest switchblade. I'd lick it until it was nice and moist, and then I would...
You know what? Maybe that's enough.
Wow, thanks, juror number 3.
So there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them for the standard 4-pence fare. Is that right? Oh.
It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold, and it was all I could do to stop myself from passing out.
I'm getting chillblains just listening to you. I don't know what that word is. Oh, and it was called the dating game. Oh, well, that's easy enough.
That game where you date people.
People, you know.
Oh, it was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running.
And Beppo deserves it.
Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny for passenger?
Oh, apparently it's called Blind Date in the UK. And I will tell you, Blind Date was a very different show in North America.
Wasn't that one of those, like, MTV kind of style dating games?
Yeah. And it was...
There's also the third wheel.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Man, we had a lot of dating games.
You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect.
Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4?
Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir.
And I just told you that I did.
Flat for 5 pence across the board.
Oh, no. It's not something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy of my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed is gone, dead, and buried.
I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place.
He fiddled us on the ferry, did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
This blood-curdling sight? You mean the murder, I presume?
Yes, sir.
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man in a moment his life is taken.
I'm sorry, Dutch. Did you say the whore?
In his eyes.
Think what you will.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed.
Good gracious! Really?
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
The banker saw it all right. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant.
I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade sticking out of his belly, all covered in blood. Oh, every time I see a knife now, I can't help but scream, even when I'm eating.
Oh.
Bing, bing, bong.
Sure.
You want to get it?
Sure.
Because if I get it, I'll be aroused into speaking to someone, you know? my phone died. It just freaking froze. It did. There we go. I wonder who it is. Wonder if it's me. Hello? Oh, you have a Ring doorbell too? Hell yeah. Spy upon me. It's really nice though because like package thieves, man. We get package thieves. Who was it?
The neighbor delivered a massive cucumber.
Oh, a giant cucumber?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, neighbor. Tell us a story. Would you like me to tell you a story about a massive cucumber?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
That's okay.
I tell ya, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Hold it!
So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him.
That's what I said, isn't it?
It was bothering me before this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there?
If I had to name Bruce Fairplay, I'd name him Noah Contact. No eye contact, because he's not making eye contact. It's clever.
There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as of yet, zero evidence.
Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white, the man's guilty.
Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was. It seems like that's the one.
Oh, yes. He stabbed me. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the victim allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right.
How? You said the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip.
I suppose. I might have, you know, yes. Put the cart before the horse, said maybe. Just a little.
What's this?
Poor Beppo! Beppo did everything wrong, but is a sweet man who deserves proper pay.
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the streets in the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
When I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up out of midriff. Yes, that's right. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man. Yes.
So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
I really thought I did, but when I go over it in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment.
Spruce?
Oh, hello there.
The stabbing, did I?
The Beppo portrait's very cute.
Dude is not subtle.
Pursue! Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay?
Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh?
Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. He could have just happened to see... Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Well, some days are like that, yeah. Tuesdays, am I right?
And you'd fall, and you break, and you take, and you look at a stabbing.
You know what? Let's go with no chance, I think, right? It's a clever answer. Well, it's a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on top of an omnibus, that is.
Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, have you know? And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene, and I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask that you supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man?
Hold it! Blood-soaked?
Well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick. But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Ah.
And you saw that from the roof, through the skylight.
Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on the side of the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw.
This banker's latest statement. I feel like there's something not quite right about it.
When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should give a good look through the court record.
Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow, we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're still not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before.
Maybe, but we can't let the fear of of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information.
Yes, you're so right.
I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses.
Bogus.
Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, videotape it and put it on YouTube for massive views. Gloves. Only one of the gloves has blood on it, and it's only a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's gotta be the gloves.
Poor man. Lost his button. Has a hat. Tiny glasses.
Objection!
Blood-soaked hands.
Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
What?
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question.
Oh, yes. Right.
And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only the right-hand glove.
Oh!
In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
But no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar here, then? Come over here, I'll stab you right in the penis!
You know, maybe they belong together, number 3 and number 6. Maybe that's a
My
happy
sweater
ending.
would fit him quite nicely.
That's right. And you were quite clear about it, you said. It was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands, but only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
Ooh, that is such a good point. Oh my god.
I know. Look at that fancy hand.
No. Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why? I'm a city banker, for Pete's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate? Prevaricate?
I've never seen that word before in my life, eh?
He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case?
Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide of this trial completely.
Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. There's no evidence of that. I have evidence. My lord!
Yes, counsel.
The defense is ready to present evidence.
By Jove! Are you sure?
Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony.
Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Debtors is Bruce Fairplay.
Take that!
Take that! This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No. Well, it's barely worth being called a debt, really.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable amount of money, wouldn't you say?
Oh. Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents state that the loan agreement forged between the two individual parties. Therefore, the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would become annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant?
Order! Order, Mr. Bruce Fairplay! Yes, my lord.
Is he kind of eating like a guinea pig a little bit with his front teeth? Like,
I don't know.
Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have the most serious implications upon your future, sir.
I guess, yeah, a little in me.
Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time in which the defendant is alleged to have thrust the knife into the victim?
Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony.
All right. Now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch.
A pinch?
But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands. Both of them.
Objection!
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained.
Ugh. So you keep saying.
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir.
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens.
Oops, sorry. Seeing what?
The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost certain that it was on both of his hands, not just one.
What? What?
It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all of you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yarsh.
Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of this trial seems to have shifted slightly at last.
Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. What the witnesses really saw. Oh.
There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard the scream.
Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage or we all would have seen.
This is similar to the first case in that respect.
Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the critical moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying that we saw the man do it.
That's really not what testimony is about.
Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witnesses' accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the fact of the case. Facts.
Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord. What witnesses really saw? There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. Hold it indeed. No. No! The evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record.
I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands.
He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers.
However, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. Yes! Don't Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know.
Oh, but for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. I was just trying to save us all some time.
You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty?
That's not entirely not what I was hoping for. I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the Derby, that's all. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend that's a sure thing.
A little guinea? Or 10?
I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend.
Me and Monopoly.
I think you may have revealed a rather more about your character than you bargained for,
I
sir.
don't even care. I cheat at Monopoly.
This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness.
Is that really how it's supposed to work?
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them.
You definitely saw that too. Blood on both hands.
Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of McGilded's gloves has any sign of blood on it.
That's right.
The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves at all, sir.
He wasn't wearing these gloves?
That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly.
It's true that the dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands.
There wasn't blood on his hands.
This is puzzling indeed.
This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it.
I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard the scream.
You didn't see anything. Later, Catherine.
Bye, have fun, thank you! I'm gonna play a thing.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can someone get poor Beppo a blanket and a hot cup of tea or something? Poor man is freezing to death over there.
Cyber Saiyan! He's such a good boy, Beppo.
I think there's one from earlier as well.
There is. Thank you, Cyber Saiyan!
Thank you.
Prosecutor Van Zieks, please enlighten the court. What those hands do? Van Zieks, crush chalices, crush grapes, and crush hearts.
Oh.
Your Honor.
Miles of Edgeworth! Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry about the delay.
Crush. Oh, very sorry about what I said earlier, sir. Yeah, very sorry, yes. It was very, very wrong of me to make up stories and to say I saw him stab the man. Oh, wouldn't you agree, sir?
I know not what you're insinuating. Oh, I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London's streets, no?
The fuck you on about, mate? I see them every day.
Oh, please, you didn't even see that.
It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do to keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head, it was fairly frozen solid, sir. Sorry to say, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Beppo!
Juror number 5! Arg!
Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage or we all would have seen.
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus.
That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh, yes. I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter.
Which rather begs the question of why you pair were sitting on the roof deck in the first place.
Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh? Why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
It was locked.
That's right. And it's public bus service, for pity's sake. It's not what I call fair play.
Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside's just gestured me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
And well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down. I was glaring, long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed.
Unequivocal, I would say.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? You know what? I'm gonna go with they might not have been able to.
I don't think so.
Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay, as the music settles down. Ooh. You were riding this omnibus. And witnessed the events of the cabin through the skylight on the floor on the upper deck. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
What?
By golly, really?
Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh.
It's a flesh carriage? Oh no, Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix, I'm so sorry. Phoenix, no!
Objection.
Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. Edward. You will identify the area of the cross-section panel of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus you are suggesting that the potential extra passenger could have been situated?
Directly below the seats above them.
I'm gonna go here and see, because there was that compartment thing.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Take that!
Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Oh. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite, the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting, is obscured from view. I'm sorry. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity.
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, Counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Can you, Mr. Naruhodo?
It was me.
I did it.
I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witness on the roof deck?
Yeah, who do we have?
Who was outside of...
Like, the only thing I can think of is if we say no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't.
I'm gonna say no, because we literally...
Everyone's present and
know.
accounted for. Your confidence save?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Bam, bam, bam.
I have no idea. I have literally no idea.
But as proud citizens of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on.
This isn't just a case of going on, Miss Sasato. All right then. I'll go on. The defense would like to put forward a name.
You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who had no notion as of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt.
Let us not delay, Counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
This could be it. This could be the chance that I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was...
Oh, it was Mr. Mr. Man. Mr. our friend. Yes,
Yeah, probably,
Magnus
right?
McGilded.
It could only be. Because he's the one who is innocent. And the one who's guilty was sitting next to him. So the fifth accounted person was the one person who was sitting next to the man who died, which means our person was sitting across the way. Ha ha! Probably.
Well, the only thing with your logic there is the person occupying the seat in the omnibus that was obscured from view.
Was Magnus McGilded.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really the only thing we have.
That's what I think he is.
Unless it was the Mason. And they just, like, put the body in, because it's very suspect that the cabin was locked. But... Oh. Let's go for it.
Bum, bum.
Take that!
The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witness on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded.
Mr. McGilded?
What are you talking about, Counsel? That's the name of the defendant.
Objection!
Oh!
If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice, do forgive the discourtesy.
But you did.
Lord Von Zeeks!
People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having learning and culture of their own. But I see they use the terms ill-advisedly.
What are you trying to say?
Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand.
Damn.
Excuse me, sir. The Japanese have had a flourishing scene of art while they were closed off. You skank.
When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It is the very premise on which this case is built.
But that premise may be wrong.
What?
if the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way.
What inconsistency, counsel?
The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claim that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance.
Yes, their testimony remains unchanged.
Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
And who was this third party?
I don't know. Obviously, the true culprit.
Extraordinary. Order! Order! What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Yes. The tops of their hats were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though.
Are we sure that's not Johnny Walker?
Looks a lot like him.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir.
And what particular styles of hats did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First?
I'm afraid I don't remember.
And you call yourself a hatter?
The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin.
How can you be sure?
Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly offered to depose the fact. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed to even notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled.
Ah! He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it.
Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem.
Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand.
Well, what say you, counsel?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
On what grounds?
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act.
Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? I demand his testimony. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand.
In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little more time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say.
Get the man out here, I say.
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony.
When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favourite little park has to say, oh yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Would you like to play the couple things?
Yes, I would.
I've never wanted to be a wine glass more in my life. Please break me, Daddy Van Zake sponked.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Bonk, Cybersane. Go to horny jail. Bonk.
Bonk.
Thank you.
Objection. My client is rich, like super rich. If he wanted someone death, he would pay for an assassin to kill him in the shadows.
Yeah.
Mono squeeving anime.
Yeah, him being super duper rich, definitely, everything is odd.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was thinking similarly when I first met him. Like, what? Why would you do it yourself unless you had some sort of weird, like, get her done? Why pay someone something you could do yourself? It's just stabbing a dude. How hard can it be?
Let the proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
Oh, to be sure I have, my lord.
There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin, as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
Oh, begad, no, 'tis not my nature to hide anything at all.
Just answer the questions, please.
The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or do I keep my mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded?
The fine fellow represented me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger.
Oh, it's true!
Aye, and it was me who helped the little urchin get away with that after it happened.
You what?
No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm truly sorry, I am, Lord Van Zeeks. Oh, I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when we were taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was...
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not involved in any way, you see.
What?
Oh, if the police had known that wee one was there, oh, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are all so easily damaged, my lord.
And who was this young child of whom you speak?
That, I don't know.
You don't know?
Aye, well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage at that night. Never saw her before or since.
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man.
The prosecution called for the witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. Oh, yeah,
shit!
Oh, God!
Stop that! Ah!
Ah, it's smoke!
Ah! Fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away!
After them, it's no use. I can't see through the smoke.
What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
No more banging in court. Damn it. We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid the scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended.
What the frick is going on?
Woo,
What the frick is
damn.
going on?
Came out of nowhere. Like a ninja or something?
Ninja child.
I've been pushing for it. Oh my god.
What?
Oh no.
He has thoughts.
Oh, it's Nicolina.
You think it's Nicolina?
Oh well, how could that have worked though? Were we there for a day? Could it be Nicolina?
Oh, if
Pavlova?
it is, I'm just gonna shit.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
that
shit.
poor girl. If it is though, she is certainly a killer.
I wouldn't call Nicolina a child urchin.
No.
She's a child, and if you all you gotta do is get some coal, rub it on your face, get a broom sweep.
She'd be in prison. Yeah, no, she wouldn't be walking around free. First day in London? What on earth just happened in here?
Mr. Naruto, I managed to find out what happened in here.
Mr. Sato.
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke.
A smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of things ninjas use.
I know, right? They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear!
A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that McGilded was just talking about?
Oh my god.
My thoughts exactly.
So
Oh my
he wasn't
God.
lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually?
Oh my god.
There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he summoned I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechambers to answer questions.
They can do that? That's my
Along
client.
with a young girl.
What? Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk. And for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
The 20 pence.
Huh? Oh,
According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, the sweet man, the sweet, sweet man, he took 4 passengers that night at the fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence, exactly.
yes.
But now it's,
Oh, but now it seems that there were in fact 5 passengers.
which means the figures don't seem to add up again.
She's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense! Can you proceed to the courtroom? Shall we commence in 5 minutes? Whee!
Thank you, officer. We'll go straight away.
Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I can't really imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Mrs. Sato.
Yes!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
18th of February.
I'm so excited.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. My goodness.
There's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
You sassy minx.
Well, After that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Von Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious! The army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught.
The irony of it is that if she just casually slipped out, I think she would have had a better chance.
Yeah, but girl needs to make an exit.
I guess so.
And now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior?
If I may, my lord.
Yes, Mr. McGilded.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it that this wee lass was here in the first place, and why was she tried to bolt like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events that night, so 'tis.
Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything, you know?
It's not like that's important.
Not like that's important. Witness testimony. I guess we'll have to find out about the young girl.
The witness testimony! Oh my
Tomorrow.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Is she who I think she is, or is she someone else? We'll have to find out tomorrow.
Who do you think she is?
I think she's Nina.
Oh, you think so?
She's got blonde hair. All we need to do is see her blue eyes.
And
I'm sold.
Damn.
I'm sold on it being Nina. I think that she's not 15. She's 38. She just looks 15. And she's an international assassin sent by Willem von Vorschbeck to destroy capitalism.
Whoo. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, sorry.
Where are you putting your hands, baby?
Where they wouldn't get wet.
I'm afraid that's not a place. You're not gonna stay dry there.
Sorry, 1 second. I got music coming. But damn, what a good game so far. Would a villain try to destroy capitalism, though? Of course not. Never.
Who would try to destroy this perfectly reasonable?
It is definitely not Beppo. That is for sure. Beppo is an upstanding friend of of capitalism. Remember when he threw off his cape? Yeah, that was good. That was good. I'll make that my ringtone. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. The fun stream. Really good game. Yay! Right, Lovey? Yes. Beppo. Yeah. It's very neat because there's a lot of things that don't make sense. So it's going to be cool to see how it all pans out, don't you know? Yeah. Prosecutors are always a treat in the series. And having their little quirks and whatnot is a lot of fun to watch. Both crushing and throwing. Ah. Do you think maybe Von Zeeks will be played by Pierce Brosnan?
Yes.
In the live action adaptation?
Yes.
And then, not saying sorry, but sorry if he did it. It's like punching someone and being like, if I punch you, very sorry. But you did.
I saw you do it.
I saw you do it. Yeah. I'm excited to see what other crazy characters we're going to get involved with and how it all ties together.
How it all ties together.
Because, ooh, boy, is that one of the most satisfying parts of these stories.
Bang.
Stop!
Biowoman, thank you! This game is good. This game is so good. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to use the restroom so bad,
Oh,
though.
no problem. Yeah, so I'll see you all in Neo Tui in about an
See you
hour
in
or
Neo
so.
Tui. Thank you, everyone. This was amazing.
More Ace Tree tomorrow.
Mary's Eternity tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. I love you. Bye.